wrong for you guys defensively in the second half?
Poor ball screen coverage with not getting into the ball. Then when we went to different coverages, even when we stayed in their sets, they guarded their sets. At the end, we didn't do a good job finishing out the possession by getting blown by, putting us in rotation, then allowing them to score. I thought Aberdeen was terrific in the second half. It didn't matter who was guarding him. He got it where he wanted to go. And then getting into rotation is always hard to guard, and it's always hard to rebound. Starting the game, we play our normal defense. They made some threes, and which you expect that. But just, again, ball screen coverage at the point of attack was just really poor.
What went wrong on that final possession with the Jacoby turnover? What was supposed to happen there?
Well, we were going to get it to Nate and give him a chance to rip it and drive it. But if that's not there, there's obviously another option to it. And second half, I mean, you give up. I mean, you guys saw the obvious. You can't throw the pick sixes, and especially late in the game, you can't turn the ball over late at any point in time. But the last 4 minutes, it's double trouble when you do that. And then you foul on a and one. That's a big play that instead of being down two, you could be down one. But we gave up 49 points. Again, I'm not going to say we gave them up. They scored 49 points, so you got to give them credit. And I don't want to. I'm disappointed. Everybody's disappointed, but got to give Kentucky credit. Mark kept his guys in there. It really started in the first half. At the end of the first half, we built the lead and should have gone into halftime with a much, But with the group we got right now, I'm not sure they think the game's never over. A 17-point lead in today's world in the first half is nothing. If you got a group of guys that stick together and do what they need to do, but we didn't in the second half. I mean, we gave up 49 points, got out rebounded. It's just our inconsistency, and the way we ended the half is what happened down at Florida when they were able to. There's a breaking point in a lot of at some point in time in the game, and you could just feel the way we closed the first half wasn't good.
How do you get this team to understand that the game is never over?
I think being brutally honest. I mean, we show it to them on tape. You can't sugarcoat it. I mean, you can't make. You guys have been around us. You see it, and you just can't turn the ball over in late game situations, and you can't take bad shots. You got to be connected there, and it's hard sometimes for players. There's no doubt they want to win. They want to win, but the other guys do too, and you have to be together at the end of the game. You have to be, and we can talk about it. But we're not in practice where we can stop it and talk about it. I mean, the lights are on. You like to think through our preparation, our work, that we know what to do. But still, guys get playing fast at a speed that, and sometimes just they're not aware of it. And it's part of these guys still learning how to play basketball and understand it. By now, we should know what goes into losing. I would tell you that, because other than the Florida game, I mean, I could make a case that we've just shot ourselves in the foot so many times. And other coaches would say the same thing. I think every coach in the country, when they lose a game, when they know the talent is like equal or something, hey, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, and I feel like that. If we do what we need to do, we could be a much better team right now, but we're not doing it, so we are who we are.
Coach, in your three conference losses, you've given up 49 points or more to end those three games. How does this team finish more? Is that a mental fatigue? How do you get a team to play what you were talking about with being 40 complete minutes?
That's some of it's experience. Understand that you got to play for 40 minutes to start with. Like I said, a lead in the first half is sometimes fool's goal, whatever you want to call it. You got to play. I mean, every team we played, and I've said it for my entire career, that other team wants to win too, and they're well coached. And we know that you've all been in these type of situations before, but it gets back, you've got to play for 40 minutes. And the things that we did in the first half, the question is, why didn't we do it? I don't know why. I don't. I mean, you think about two guys in the first half had just 4 or 5 shots second half. And again, at the end of the game, they were just, we were guarding our sets. They were just putting their head down, driving the ball, and putting us in rotation. That allows them to get some offensive rebounds too. But we didn't guard the ball well enough. We didn't defend well enough to win the game.
What is it about Nate that makes him more aggressive in the second half, and how do you get him to play for all 40 minutes?
Well, he is. Nate's figuring it out more and more. My question is, why didn't he get the ball more when he needs it? You know, that's the question I would say. And Nate's doing fine. He's getting better. He's learning a lot. He's starting to get. You can tell he's getting more comfortable. Like I look at him today, he got 7 shots. But you look at our post guys. I mean, some of those that Kerry missed, I'd rather Nate shoot. I mean, he's going up against 3 or 4 guys, and we've told him, you know, you got to kick it out some. You got to adjust. I mean, when teams early you bury them in there, they're not going to just keep doing that. You know, and first part of the game we were getting it there. Then you got to kick out and make them decide are they going to stay in there. They're going to cover the 3-point line. But Nate needs more than 7 shots. He does, and that's again we'll get that, but it's. He's again. Nate's just getting so much better. Right? He really is. And what he had 17 today, made his free throws, but he needs more than 7 shots. And he's got to. And some of it he's going to have to go get it and make that happen.
David, Gentry, John.
Rick, kind of a bigger picture question. You know, you had a run with Zakai and Jemai and Santi and Josiah where you had 4 fourth year, fifth year, even going back to Fulkerson, 6-year guys. Is that, you knew this year was going to be different because you didn't have that. Has that adjustment maybe been a little tougher, not having that one guy that's been with you that when times get tough?
No doubt. I mean, no doubt. Those guys win these games because they're not going to collapse on defense like that. And that's what it was, is a real collapse defensively. And those guys weren't nearly as talented as these guys are offensively. But they would, at the end of the game, I think your defense still wins in taking care of the ball. You do those two things and rebound the way we normally rebound, we've got a chance. I told these guys, you know, we've won a lot of games here, teams that just competitive, tough, hard-nosed defensive teams, rebounding, but they're going to take it personal to get stops. And I mean, we're tonight. You don't ever want to use the word hiding guys, but you're really trying to hide some guys for some reasons, and you can't. It's hard to win with that. And then the way we ended the first half, then you always go back and second guess some things, but some of the plays we made with some of those guys there, and they're young. But to answer your question, we knew we'd go through some of this growing pain because some of these guys have never been at this level of competition and know what it's about. And that's a great question about, do you want to build your program with high school players and supplement them with the transfer portal, or do you want to go the other way? And we have chosen to, like, we're really excited about our freshman class. We really are. We think these guys are a lot like those teams we've had here in the past. But with that said, we expected guys that we got out of the portal to give us more here, and what we expected from them was consistency, and we haven't gotten that. And not just from them, and we need JP to be the player we know he can be. Felix, we need him to get 10 rebounds a night for us, because when he does, we're really good. We're really good. And so is it a mindset in some ways? Yes, it is. But we got a long way to go. A year ago, I think we were 4-4, and after I think being number 1 team in the country, and we kept getting better. And that's what we got to do with this group.
Yeah, Rick, kind of following up on that, when you say defense has been a real strength of this team for a long time, is it a matter of the message not getting through to this group as well, or where do you feel like you're falling short?
Well, you know, our help defense, and we've gotten more disciplined defensively, and even when we made the adjustments that we needed to make to, say, in the A&M game, we had to spread out. We learned from that, and we got better. But if you can't win at this level, at the highest level, if you can't somewhat be good at the point of contact, you know, at combat there, you know, the ball screen. If that guard doesn't get into the ball, it puts so much pressure on that big guy. Then you got teams that can shoot. Do you gap it? Do you stay out? I think you can do it all if those guards do their deal. If they don't, it's a problem. And do we get the message? All I can tell you is we've done it great, more than we've done it poorly. So they know that, but it's a matter of consistency and doing it at the level to win these type games. You know, day in and day. It's hard. believe me, it's hard to get up there, and a guy like Gillespie who is going to get hit a bunch during the game, and then we expect him to do a lot on the offensive end. We want him to slow down on offense and not wear himself out there. And as much as he does, sometimes he gets going, and he needs to slow that part down, because on the defensive end, I know he's trying to do it, and if he's tired, that's my fault. And that we tried to get him out there. I thought it was a blessing in disguise in the first half that he got in foul trouble, and he had to sit as long as he has probably sat all year. But the young guys, yeah, you expect him to take a little bit longer, but we're talking most of the time tonight, it was older guys up there on that ball screen, guys that played enough minutes to know that we need to get this done.
Last questions are from people whose hands I've seen up. John, Wynton, Ben, Ryan, Grant.
Rick in the back. You've talked a lot about consistency with this team, but you've got a lot of players who have played a lot of basketball on this team, may just not be here. Why do you think that it has taken so long to find consistency from guys who have been playing this game for a long time?
You know what? We should probably kick that to ESPN guys in the studio and let them answer it, because I don't know. Maybe they have the answer. They seem to have the answers with it. But you know what? I wish I knew, how to get that. And our guys work hard. They do. They work hard. But there's more to it. The mental side of it's just as important, and understanding it. It's a high level competitive, but the things that we're not consistent with, they have to be there. That's just, hands, the details, and that we're just not where we need to be for 40 minutes taking. And again, we've proven we can play with some of the best teams in the country, but you know what? Do I think we should be getting more out of our 4 frontline guys? Absolutely. But I don't know why we're not. I know we watch it, we go back with it to them, but when the lights come on, they've got to do it, and we just haven't been able to be consistent with the effort that we need from them, whether it's what we want to do, posting up, the angles, decision-making, all that. But that's why it's a long way to go, and our job is to keep working, and it's our job to get them better, and we're going to keep working until we do.
Coach, you just touched about on the front line right there, but could you talk about what led to the decision to start Jalen Carey, and then how do you feel like he played, and then the front line in general? Just how
the
do you feel
reason
like
we started was I didn't think Dwayne. Our 2 hardest working post players are Felix and Dwayne. Those guys, they had all summer. They didn't take 1 rep off. Jalen missed some time with some injuries. JP obviously coming back from an injury. Cade was here at the time, but playing through that. But those guys have logged more minutes by far than the other post guys. And the reason we chose not to start Dwayne was maybe to relieve a little bit of pressure and let him see it coming off the bench. Because, and then the hardest part is, I know starting is important to guys, even though I've never put a lot into it. And so when you do put somebody in the lineup, you're wanting to give it to somebody who has really earned it. In this situation, I don't think anybody earned it other than we were trying to help Dwayne with it. I could say today, well, maybe we should have thought about going the other way with maybe Nate at the 4 and a guard there. But I could talk about some of our guards too, the consistency part of it. But the reason that we didn't start him was simply I thought it might help Dwayne to see, and it just so happened that we just decided as a staff we'd give Jalen a shot at it and go from there.
With some of Jacoby's turnovers late in games this season, do you feel that's a byproduct of maybe you all lacking a ball handler you can trust consistently down the stretch?
Talking about trusting him?
The fact that other perimeter players are not providing a level of consistency, and Jacoby's playing so many minutes.
He can't throw the ball away. I think we trust our guys. Now you go back to the Florida game. I think their whole game plan was to make, like as you're saying, somebody else make those decisions and play with it. We work with those guys trying to understand, if they've got the ball, things break down, we're not organized, let's get organized. Let's just get organized and be efficient. There's guys that can do that. Our turnovers, one in front of you can't just flip the ball out, you can't throw the ball away. And again, part of our scouting report was their best defense is running through passing lanes, the one that Bishop threw. That was the second thing on the board. Their best defense is them running through passing lanes. So we talked about, we even went back and looked at all our turnovers and said, what can we do to help them? And I can only tell you what I told them. We can't, because the passes you're throwing, we can't pull those passes back. We can't. It's the decision when you're trying to, like, I can think of one tonight when JP had the ball there and he tried to feed the post. I mean, you just can't make those passes. And the pick sixes, you can't make them, especially when it's a part of the scout report.
Rick, with the way the first half ended today and last week at Florida with a couple guys in 2 foul trouble, do you rethink sitting some of these guys with 2 fouls depending on who they are and what they're doing?
Well, if it continues like this, probably, but Jacoby, if he started, again, I thought looking back, again, we thought maybe we're playing him too many minutes, because his numbers are down from a year ago. And, but you think about it, he did really a pretty good. Now, defensive today, he struggled in the second half. That's fatigue. Maybe it is. Maybe this week will be good for him because he's logged a lot of minutes. And you take away what I think he had, 3 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. Otherwise, you look at his 4 game. I mean, that's a darn good game. But those 3 at the end are brutal. And maybe it's fatigue. If it is, that's my fault. But all that, again, we got to fix it. I mean, our turnovers, we ended up with how many? 12. That's a lot better than 20 and 19. But still, those 3 at the end were critical. Those pick sixes are all critical because you can't defend that.
To build this team this way to be a good rebounding team and be good inside, how do you kind of come to terms with giving up 13 offensive rebounds in the second half?
Effort or lack of, and doing your job. I mean, everybody's got a job, and like most teams, you got some guys, they put their stock in thinking it's all about scoring the bucket, trying to do that, and everybody's got a job to do, and you got to do your job. And like, I really believe if Felix gets 10 rebounds a game, he's going to stumble into 12 points. I believe that, and I can say that about our other post guys, the same thing. But again, just rebounding. I mean, that's what we talk about. You're asking me when we break it down and we look at it, when we are really rebounding well, it's just great effort, and when you're not, it's not. And almost every time it's one-on-one combat. When that shot goes up, who's going to go get it, who's not, and sometimes there's some long ones that bounce, a different way, but. We gave up 49 points in the second half. I'm not going to say we gave it up. They went and got it, and give them credit. But we're disappointed because, again, you said it. We were built that we're going to rebound, and so if you ask me point blank, I know when I look at the tape, I don't have to look at the tape. I hate to feel like I'm throwing guys under the bus, and I'm not throwing any one particular guy on the bus. But when you get out rebounded, it is lack of effort, plain and simple. And I would say that of any team I've ever coached, not just this team.